How to shop on AliExpress from our country. First and most important, go to the top right where the flag appears. Then here we'll search for our country and then we can change the language. In my case, I will leave it in English, and then for the currency, I will set it to US dollars and click here to save. Then the official version of AliExpress for our country will load. Now, I'm gonna show you step by step how to make a purchase and what you need to keep in mind. As you can see, there are lots of products here, many deals, and actually at the top, we can find even more. In fact, here we find a product deal. We also find product categories here, but what we're going to do is pick a sample product and I'll show you what you need to look at. First of all, let's pick a random product. Let's choose this product here on the right. Here it appears for us, and let's take a detailed look at everything we need to keep in mind. First of all, on the left side, we should look at the photos to see if they really match the product description, which is this one right here. Always remember to pay very close attention to the product title, because sometimes you can easily get confused. In other words, they might be showing you this particular iPhone here, but it turns out they're not actually selling the iPhone, they're truly selling this battery. That's why it's incredibly important to clearly tell the difference, because sometimes people feel quite scammed when they see one product in the images and receive another, but it's primarily because they didn't read this crucial part of the title. Also, remember that when we search for products on AliExpress, the price we see is the lowest available price. What do I mean by that? When you go into the listing, you'll notice that if I, for example, change the color or the specifications of the product, you'll see that some options cost more than others. For example, this one here costs $15.22 and this one here costs $16.18. That's why before knowing how much it costs, you need to specifically choose which variation or size of the product you want in order to know the final price. Then, once you've carefully read and thoroughly seen all of this information, proceed to go down to the specific section where the customer reviews appear. Here, it is truly important that the product has at least a commendable 4.5 stars and ideally a significantly good number of reviews. For example, in this case, it only has 15. I recommend a minimum of 30 or even 50 to be sure that real people are actually buying these products. Now, we are going to click precisely where it says see more, and here we are going to carefully filter using this distinct image icon so we can thoroughly read and above all, clearly see real images of the actual product. The photographic representations that appear at the very top of the AliExpress page are, let's say, professionally edited photos that look exceptionally good, while the photos here within the reviews are genuine, real photos from customers who have actually purchased this specific product. So here we can see more for comparison, for example, next to a hand, what the specific size is on a table, and well, here we can see in detail what it really looks like. Once you've chosen the product you want, now we're going to move to the right side to make the purchase. Now, here you need to be sure about the person who is selling it to you. What you can do is click on it and you'll go to the store or to the products that this person offers. What you can do is check right here in this particular section how many positive or negative reviews they have overall, because this specific person doesn't just sell this one product, but several other items as well. And obviously, it's much better if they have a generally positive review rating. Then this will appear depending on where you are currently located. You just simply click on it, and here what you'll do is specifically choose the country of origin. Next, you'll choose depending on where you're located, and that's it. This applies here. Remember that depending on where you're located, here on the left side where the price is, it may also include some taxes depending on your location. Then here at the very bottom, the shipping price appears. In this particular case, it's completely free, but it doesn't include a tracking number. That is, we won't be able to track the product to know where in the world it is, if it has arrived in our city, or even if it has already reached our home. That is precisely why I always recommend that you inherently buy products that possess a reliable tracking option. You just need to look for it, enter, and here, when you select free shipping, it should show that tracking is included. Then here it will show the date the product will arrive at your home or at the place you chose to receive it. After this, if you want, you can also change the quantity. You can choose as many products as you want, increase it here, and depending on what you want, you place your order. I'm going to leave it at 1 and click where it says buy now. When I click buy now, this appears here, and here I see the shipping address. it's censored because it's my personal address, but I can click here where it says change and adjust the address to wherever I am. Then under payment methods, depending on where you are located, you'll see the option here to add a credit or debit card or some other payment methods. As I mentioned, this depends on your location. And as you can see, there's an option here for promo codes. I'll leave one for you in the description if I can get access to it. Then here in the summary, you will clearly see the total price of the product and the associated shipping cost. This probably changed and significantly increased because I only chose a very inexpensive product. That's precisely why I strongly recommend that you proceed directly to any product available here and thoughtfully add several distinct items. And once you have successfully added multiple products, the overall shipping cost will very likely decrease, which ultimately means it won't be nearly as expensive. So what you can do is talk to friends or family who want to order from AliExpress so you can place a single order together and the shipping cost will drop significantly or at least stay the same. But obviously, since there are many more products, it's much more worthwhile to make the purchase. And once you've made your purchase here, you click where it says place order. And when you receive your tracking number, you'll go to this website called exactly as it appears above, 17 track. What you'll do is enter the tracking numbers for your orders here and track them to know where your package is, whether it's already in your country, if it's already at your house, and to keep a close eye to make sure your order actually arrives. Likewise, if the order doesn't arrive at your home or the place you chose, you can file a claim with AliExpress and they will of course refund your money. But for that, you have to pay close attention to the delivery date. Remember that this one said it would arrive by May 5th at the latest. So since it's May, what you should do is wait until that date. And when that date arrives, if your product from this seller still hasn't arrived, what you do is file a claim so they refund your money.